Hello, I'm Deanna DeCabrius from songwritinglessonsonline.com. It's probably happened to you that you've had the experience of listening to a song and then at a certain point you feel a sudden lift. A bit like you're in a room and someone has switched on a new light and it illuminates something in the room you haven't seen before. Then after that new bit, the chorus comes back in and it suddenly feels really great to hear the chorus. And we get that effect when we have a good bridge and it's working really well in the song. So in this video, we are going to look at what a bridge actually is, how bridges can make songs better, and how to go about writing one yourself. So whether you have never really given bridges that much thought specifically and now you're kind of intrigued, or whether you have a song that you think might benefit from a bridge, or whether you want to know how to write bridges that are going to work, generally speaking, you will get that from this video. I'm going to explain what a bridge is, what it's doing, and then we'll look at how you can use the same principles for writing your own bridges. So it's very simple. A bridge is a section that appears only once, very often after the second chorus, and that this section is going to bring in something new, something contrasting to what we've heard before. So it's usually going to have a different melody, it might have different chords, it might bring in a different lyrical perspective, the arrangement might change, and the purpose is to reveal the original topic and musical material from a different perspective. So if we're thinking about what the different song sections do, if the verse sets things up and the chorus is a kind of emotional peak, the bridge increases drama or release or revelation. And that will then make the lead up to the final chorus hit harder when the chorus comes back in.
So in Dock of the Bay, in the verse, there is a lonely quality to it, but it is quite gentle. Sitting here resting my bones, this loneliness won't leave me alone. 2,000 miles I roam. And then in the bridge we get this lift and it's more yearning. You know, that he's gone all this way to make his home. He's telling us about his current situation and how he got there. And then in the bridge there's this lift into what's going to happen in the future. Looks like nothing's gonna change. Everything still remains the same. I can do what 10 people tell me to do, new chords, so I guess I'll remain the same. And it really adds a sort of layer and a flavour when we go back into that more gentle register again when we sink back into it.
And the lyric moves from where he is now and how he got there to what the future holds. Is it just going to be the same forever? And his feelings about that are quite, he sounds quite sad about that. So the music brings in new chords, the melody moves higher, and we get this different time frame.
So in Hey Ya, we've got a chord progression, and there is an acoustic guitar in there for most of it going Hey Ya, Hey Ya. And then there's obviously there's the vocals. That bit drops out in the bridge. We keep to the same harmony, but it's conveyed by this kind of squelchy electronic bass line, and so a lot of the instruments drop out. We don't get the same melody, we don't get the same tune, and we get this kind of rhythmic groove. So I'll put that up on the screen, and that groove displaces. So there's a lot of things that make this section different, but it means that because things have come out and there's a build-up of rhythmic intensity, by the time we get into the final chorus, when the little arpeggio comes back in the we get this where we're really happy to hear it again. So Take Me to the River, we have I don't know why I love you like I do, and all this kind of stuff, and it's a kind of nice groove. And all the things that you made me do, and the singer's describing this treatment that he doesn't know why he's put up with it. But in the bridge we get the plea for him to be treated the way he wants to be treated. Hold me, love me, squeeze me, tease me, till I can take it, baby, take me to the river. And then again, we're kind of released back into that chorus. And at that point, depending which version you listen to, there's everything's going, all the brass, all the singing. So it sets us up for that big moment. And it's a really nice moment in its own right. And we have the highest note that we've heard until that point in the song comes in that section. So think about your favourite songs, and some of them probably have bridges. Work out what those bridges are doing. Like, what is the change that you're hearing in those bridges? Just start noticing that.
So how are you going to write a bridge? You are going to find a material that brings in something that contrasts. You can contrast the lyrical perspective, so it could be somebody else talking, or you could be giving somebody else's perspective. It could be a new melody, it could be new chords, like Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, or it could be a different arrangement and a different dynamic, like Hey Ya, or it could be a combination of arrangement and musical elements. It could be even that you create more space to really hear something we haven't put the spotlight on. So you can reveal something new in the lyric by switching between different time frames, thinking about what the future holds in store in comparison with the past or the present that you might have been describing in the verses and choruses, or the other way around. If you're talking about the future, you might talk about the past. You could have a new person's voice or perspective, or a new register, like it might be directly addressing somebody, or might be somebody else talking, or it might just be a description of somebody else. The musical energy is going to change somewhat. It could be the melody, it could be the dynamic, it could be the arrangement, it could be the energy level, it could be the chords. Those are some of the elements that you can vary in the bridge. Basically, the bridge has to sound different in some way, or it does not work as a means of creating enjoyable contrast. And you can be the judge of how much contrast you want to hear. So a way of testing out your ideas is that you can see if the chorus feels good after the bridge. So if you play your song through with your bridge, if you can take out the bridge and it still feels the same, then your bridge is not quite there yet. If when you play it, you kind of enjoy the lift and you enjoy hearing that new material when it comes in, and then the return to the chorus feels really good, then you know your bridge is working. Quick recap. If you set things up and you do the storytelling in the verse and then you release the main message of the song in the chorus, the bridge brings change and contrast. And that means either we learn something that makes the chorus mean more the third time than it did the first, or we just simply enjoy hearing it again. So if you try that out, take one of your existing songs, try adding a bridge using one of those options of changing the lyrical perspective or the arrangement or the melody or harmony or any combination that feels effective. See how that goes. I'd love to hear about anything you try. If you could use some help with choosing some different related chords, there are other videos on this channel that address those. Like if you're in a particular key and you want to know what other chords can I use that will sound good, I will link them in the description. I also have an e-guide, 21 ways to write great chord progressions. It has 30 plus free chord progressions that you can use in any of your songs, and they're put into 3 different keys for you. But it also has like these 21 repeatable ways that you can generate your own chord progressions. So if you're interested in getting a bit deeper into chords, do check that out. Please do drop us a like or a comment or a share or a subscribe. It really helps the channel. Thank you very much. I'm Deanna Cabarrus from Songwriting Lessons Online.